back to Ghost Pirate Entertainment. I'm your host, Kanan Becker, and today we finally talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Go, go, go!
And real quick before we get into this, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button, because that really helps this channel out so much. Alright, so I just got back from watching Ghostbusters Afterlife. Finally! We had to wait a whole extra year for this movie. Thought it was coming out last summer. Had to wait a whole extra year, over a year, to finally see this movie. But I'm telling you guys, from the jump, this movie is an absolute blast, and I think it was definitely worth the wait. So the first thing that really hit me about this movie is how it felt like a blast from the past. Yes, there's a lot of things that are definitely going to get your juices flowing as far as nostalgia and all of that. But I'm not even talking about that necessarily. I'm talking about the style of movie. It was funny when I'm watching this movie and I was thinking about it, I was like, why don't we see this type of movie? Like, it feels different. It reminded me of Indiana Jones, of those 80s epic adventure type of movies. Movies like Back to the Future. Movies like Ghostbusters. It just has this really adventurous, perfect balance between a movie that's for kids and yet a movie that adults still enjoy. Granted, this may not be for little ones, but for the most part, you could take your kids to this.
What is that?
I don't know.
This fits right in with the original Ghostbusters, the first and second. So if you were comfortable with your kids seeing either of those movies, then you should be totally fine with having them check this movie out. But the thing that I absolutely loved the most about this movie is the love and attention and care that was put into this movie. You could just feel how much everybody involved really cares about this property and really wanted to do their best to bring what they had to the table. You could tell that they weren't just trying to make a good movie, but also to pay homage to this franchise and really give it a send-off for the originals in a way, and yet even maybe taking it into the future with this new brand of Ghostbusters. I think they really hit a home run with that. I thought they did that element so well because you definitely get all the nostalgic stuff. You definitely feel the original Ghostbusters all over this movie. Just the pacing, the way it looks. They try their best to keep even the special effects and the way the ghost and all these different things. They really try to keep those true to what the original movie looked like. But yet, they do take it forward into the future. It's with these young kids, but they're very likable. I really enjoyed them. I thought that if this is what's going to take this franchise going forward, is this group of kids, I'm in for that. I'm good with that. Like, they're really a lot of fun. I think they did a great job, not just as the acting, but just the way they're written. They're very enjoyable.
Come on, darling.
I mean, there's only one Dan Aykroyd, there's only one Bill Murray, and so on. So you're not going to really replace those guys. But as far as the franchise goes, it feels like it's in good hands now. It really feels like it's part of that Ghostbusters world. And I got to really tip my hat to Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman, because this movie was put into his hands to direct this. And you can see how important this was to him. He really did everything he could, in my opinion, to give this movie the right feel, the right pacing, look, just really make it feel like a Ghostbusters movie. So like any movie, you could pick it apart, and I'm sure you could find problems and flaws with it. But to me, you're really going to miss out on a blast of a movie if you do that. Because this is one of those movies that's not made for doing that. It's not made to pick at every little thing. It's just one of those things you go along for the ride and just have a good time.
Have you or any of your family ever seen a spook, specter, or ghost?
And I mean, I laughed so much in this movie. The whole crowd around me was laughing, being entertained, and having a great time. Honestly, for this year, this is probably the most entertaining movie I've seen this year. And I've seen most of the movies that have been released this year. Is it the best made? Not necessarily, but as far as just entertaining and having fun seeing a movie, This felt like it was an experience. This felt like what you want when you go to see a movie on a, Saturday afternoon with your kids or friends or whatever. It just really captured that moment for me that really reminded me of when I was a kid, getting my popcorn and going to watch a movie and just being so excited to go see the next whatever. This really brought that feeling for me. So maybe I'm biased because it did really hit me with that. And it may not hit everybody that way. But for me, it really hit me in the right spots. And I definitely enjoy the hell out of this movie. They did do some things in this movie that, without giving anything away, there are definitely some spoilers. So be careful on what you listen to. But I'm not going to spoil those here today. That's not what I'm trying to do. But they did do some things that maybe some people want to enjoy. Me personally, I loved it. I loved all the throwbacks and all the characters and just cameos and all the different things that were in this movie. I thought it was done great. I really have no problems with any of the way that anything was done in this movie. Also, just a reminder, make sure you stay after the credits because there's a very fun after credits scene in this movie that you definitely don't want to miss. But just in general, I think this is a perfect movie to take your family for Thanksgiving or even this weekend. Take your family and go see at the theaters. I think it's perfect for that. So I know the original plan was they were going to release it in the summertime, but it strangely feels like it worked out even better because it really is a perfect movie for this time of year, for the holidays, to go see with your family. Anyway, I definitely, highly recommend this movie.
We're ready to believe you.
We're closed.
But that's going to do it for me today. So please leave your comments down below. Let me know if you plan to go see it this weekend, or if you did, what you thought of it. Also, if you could do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ding that little bell, because that is the best way to keep track of this channel. And when I post videos like this, and I post videos like this usually about 2 times every week, I also want to give a massive, huge, enormous thank you to my patrons, because you guys, your support seriously means so much to me. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember, guys, horror can be fun. I will see you guys next time.